Today is National Cook Your Pet's Food Day, and I am going to be sharing a recipe that I do for MyPuddies. I started doing this recipe because I had a very sick putty, Tappy. She had kidney disease, so I did a lot of research online and found different foods that were good for her and her kidney disease. For the proteins, I use eggs, hard-boiled eggs, lamb, and turkey. So I cube up the meat, the turkey, the lamb into cubes, and I stick it in the freezer so it's easier to use throughout the week. Half a cup of turkey bone broth for extra vitamins and minerals. I do a cup of kale, a cup of sweet potatoes, a cup of carrots, and a cup of butternut squash. I also include spinach. It comes frozen like this, so it's already chopped up, so it's very easy when it cooks. I include 2 tablespoons of peas, and I also do include grains. Some people don't like feeding their pets grains, but there are some that are good for them. So I do include 3 tablespoons of couscous and 2 tablespoons of sushi rice. I do boil the lamb and the turkey together, and then I add the couscous and I add the sushi rice and bring that up to a boil. Chop up the kale to make it easier for the putties to eat. Once the eggs come to a boil, I cover it, turn the fire off, and set the timer for 10 minutes. You chop up the sweet potatoes also. I do buy the stick carrots because they are already chopped up, so you can just chop them up a little bit more to make them easier for them to eat. Or butternut squash. I get the riced butternut squash because it's already chopped up. It's a lot easier. Take the turkey out, the turkey protein and the lamb protein that's been cooking in 8 cups of water with the couscous and the rice. I do let it boil for about 10 minutes to cook the grains. I do chop up the meat so it's easier for the putties to eat. I do use turkey and lamb, and I have used duck also. They like all of it. I tend not to use chicken because, again, Tappy, who I used to cook for, she was allergic to chicken. So you can use different proteins for your pets. After I've chopped up all the protein, I start to put everything in the pot on a medium fire. I did put the spinach in there to start cooking. So I'm putting I'm gonna put in all the vegetables. I don't actually cook the vegetables that long. They just simmer on a medium heat so that they can retain more of their vitamins. The eggs are done now. They've been sitting on the stove steaming with no fire for 10 minutes. I drained the water from the boiled eggs, and then I put cold water on them to cool them off, and I add ice. It helps them to peel easier. After taking the eggs out of the pot, I do chop them up, easier for them to eat. I do leave 1 yolk out of 6 eggs for the dogs because the yolk does have some vitamins that they need. If you do have a dog that does have kidney disease, you shouldn't feed them the yolk because the yolk is high in phosphorus. So when I used to cook it for Tappy, I did not include the yolk because she needed to be on the lowest phosphorus diet that I could make. So it has been cooking now since I've taken the eggs off and cut them up. So I just add the eggs to it, and then I add the bone broth at the end to give them more vitamins for their food. And I'll just let it simmer for a few more minutes, and it is ready to eat. This is what their food looks like. This is the cooked food that I cook for them. I have 4 dogs, 4 putties. Mavis is a bigger dog, so I give her a little bit more and then I split the rest for the others. It's more like a topper. If you go into the pet stores now, they have toppers and pouches. So this is basically like a topper. I still feed them dry dog food. Missy, she is missing teeth, so it's hard for her to eat, so I do soften up her food. Before I give it to them, I do put ice cubes in it to cool it down, and it also adds the water content to it because I do adopt senior dogs, so it's very important that they stay hydrated. So in the food, when I prepare it, I do add other vitamins and nutrients that they need. I do give them fish oil because, like humans, fish oil is good for animals. So I do have like the regular fish oil that I would take, or there is one that you can buy in the pet stores that is specially made for dogs. There is also multivitamins that you can add to it. Since mine are senior dogs, I do also add a cardio canine vitamin for them. And Mavis has joint and arthritis issues, so I do add this also to her food. So you just follow the recommendations on the packaging. For the dry food, I do cut the food to a lesser amount because I'm adding the cooked food to it. So I'm preparing Mavis's food, and if you've heard her barking throughout the video, she's very hungry. Homemade, putty approved.